All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets, and we are going to be diving into the crypto gaming landscape. And I know a lot of people, they've seen the gains. They've seen the 1,000%, the 300%, the 100% on these different tokens. And you're wondering, have you missed this run? Have you missed this big picture, grand scheme of things? The crypto gaming bull run that we've been predicting to happen here in this cycle for the last couple of years. I'm here to tell you, you have not missed it yet. And I'm going to go over exactly that ideology. And I'm going to go niche by niche here and give you tangible examples of why we are just scraping the surface of what can happen here. From studios to infrastructures to games to 𝗵𝗿𝗆𝗍. I'm going to show you the things that I think are there's still so much green pastures ahead of us and opportunity. So without further ado, let's get in the game. All right, and shout out to everyone in the chat box. Sorry for being a little late, but we got a lot of content to pack up here, and I want to make sure we deliver that value. Like the video and subscribe for more every single day here on In the Game. We are live on this channel specifically full time. Like, I will not be doing any more on the Crypto Banter channel. We will be live here in affiliation with Banter. We will be live here every single week. So subscribe down below. Quick shout out to our sponsors as well. We have 𝗕𝗍𝗪, the top gaming launchpad in the space. We have Amino Rewards. Amino Rewards, you can download their app and earn tokens for free down below. And luckily, I'm going to be speaking with their founder, and that will go live this weekend. So this is going to be an awesome show as well. We have 𝗲𝗓𝗡 and Organya. They just launched their game. We played it on stream earlier this week. I have a little bit to talk about that at the end of the show here. XCAD Network, the ultimate watch to earn platform. We also are partnered up here on the channel with owned.gg. Their $1 million games league is going on right now. And then last but not least, and I'll talk about this one later on, is Ridotto. Ridotto is a decentralized blockchain casino project with many different layers to it. So I'll go over that here at the end of the show as well. And of course, we'll catch questions at the end, guys. I see all over the feed, chat's going crazy, which is awesome to see. Thanks for joining me on this show. And let's get into it. I mean, I know everyone's been seeing these gains. We see the 24 hours, we see the 7 days on some of these projects, and we're seeing 150% weeks, let alone, 900% months on some of these projects. But my main message I want to drive home on this show is we have just hardly scratched the surface here. And I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit so we can give you a better POV of this tweet. So a lot of people think that, you're late. We missed this run. There's nothing left. Down only. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the way I'm seeing it is there's still too many bears. There's still too many people that think the market's overheated, and the experience, the veterans in this industry, every time we see this choppy movement, we're probably preparing for another leg up. And that's been the case for the last couple of months. So at this point in time, I don't think you're too late. And I'm also going to give you the logic as to why you're not too late, especially for the next bull run. So you think you're late until you realize that tokens that have 10x'd in this bear market heading into a mini bull could also 10x in the real bull. And that's the so coveted 100x, right? That 100x that everyone seems to be looking for in this industry. And it's actually realistic for a handful of projects. I'm going to use playable games for an example here, right? So we have capitalized huge on this one. This one's up 800% in a month off the entry. And yeah, exactly. Francesco says, oh man, you have no idea what's coming next year. And that's the whole point of this, right? A project has gone from a 5 million to a 50 million market cap in a month, but it could still tangibly 10x from here. And the reason being is last cycle studios, we saw Gala Game, $9 billion FD, or now that was the circulating market cap. I think the fully diluted was $13 billion. Like, absolutely crazy when you think about it. So when you see this type of price movement, this is nothing compared to a peak bull. And whenever we actually see these valuations skyrocket. So and if you look at this chart here, dip gets bought up, dip gets bought up, dip gets bought up, dip gets bought up, and now it's dipping again. So these dips they've usually turned out to be pretty good accumulations. Let's look at the monthly chart on 𝗫𝗫. Like, the conviction paid off here. And we said it was a fantastic buy right around here at the beginning of this month. And this one has catapulted. It's over a 2x since that time period. GameSwift, we brought this one basically at the very beginning of this project. We had Pan Paragraph on before the token generation. So, you know, this one has absolutely been going crazy. We see games in the space like WAGMI absolutely killing it. And this is where we're going to start. Like, this is first and foremost, this is just the beginning. Someone said Altcoin Daily had their community by the top. I think he's talking about Playable Games. But in all reality, like, Playable Games has a lot of room to run, guys. Like, I genuinely think this could be eventually, no doubt about it, like a multi-$100 million circulating market cap. No questions asked. And I'm seeing questions about, is my bull staked? I have some nodes. So I'm running some nodes in this ecosystem. I'm running nodes in the 𝗫𝗫 ecosystem. So I'm getting tokens every single day on these different blockchains and on these different projects. So all of these, you know, Playable Games, 𝗫𝗫, GameSwift, WAGMI Games, for example, it's had a hell of a run this month. Right now, I'm looking at, you know, these projects still have a lot of room to run, but I want to just give you a big picture example here on a couple different segments. Let's start with games. So, you know, one of the highest valuation games in the space, we're going to leave 𝗥𝗍𝗄𝗃 out of this for now, is 𝗫𝗆𝗈𝗶𝗄. 𝗥𝗍𝗄𝗃 was worth $25 billion last bull run, okay? Even 𝗫𝗆𝗈𝗈 at the fully diluted, it at 800, it's like 30x undervalued of what 𝗥𝗍𝗄𝗃 was in the peak bull. Now, will this 30x? I don't know that we're going to see those peak bull last cycle valuations for individual games, but tangibly speaking, this could do another 10x without a doubt. Ryan says in the chat, this is just the beginning of the crypto gaming bull run. You're early, and congrats for being here this early. And that's the whole point I'm trying to drive home on this show. Retail's not here. The normies are not here, okay? People still don't understand what's happening in the industry. And hardly outside of the crypto sphere, no one knows that Bitcoin has more than doubled since the start of the year. Like, that is just not typically the common thought yet. We have not seen FOMO. We have not seen retail come in yet. So this right here is just the tip of the iceberg. And I think valuations on stuff like Echelon Prime are going to balloon. I think we'll see multi-billion market cap here without a doubt. I mean, it's nearing $1 billion on the fully diluted, and we've taken advantage of this one. We got in at $277, and this one's now almost $8. Another one, we said, I said this was the best buy yesterday, first and foremost. Yesterday on the show with Ryan, I said this was by far the best buy of the day. Why did I say that? Well, there's FUD. Buy the FUD. There was nothing wrong with Shrapnel. There is nothing wrong with the game. There's just a lawsuit going on where the CEO, the ex-CEO, or whatever the case was, is kind of trying to pay off his personal debts with company money and all this crap, when in reality, they're just pushing forward. You look at the gameplay and it still looks like one of the best games in the space, and it's not slowing them down. That's the one thing. Project publish complete. This right here is most likely them publishing the full game, their early launch, onto Epic Games. So this is not slowing down in the slightest. And to be honest, this still has a lot of wiggle room. When you look at it versus an Echelon Prime, which is 800 million market cap. When you look at it versus a big time, 800 million market cap. The circulating here is 500, but the diluted here is 500, but the circulating is only 46. I could see this one growing and potentially rising still into the early launch. So people who bought that FUD, you're literally up 33% in a day. Like, if you bought this bottom right here at 60, let's just call it 20%. We'll call it 25%. It's maybe 25% from 16 to 20 cents. So that's literally a free 25% when you come in on this type of FUD. So shout out to anyone who bought that up. And then I also want to give a shout out to, obviously, Citus. They've been crushing it in this market. I know Becker's been really heavy on, Citus itself, but I think Citus token is taking away the undervalued nature of Senate, the other token. We gave this one to you guys at a 2 million market cap, 2 million. And right now it's still at a 13 million. And even the fully diluted at 40 is still 5 times undervalued, the diluted of 𝗨. So when you look at the difference here and you look at the actual tokenomics, I'm seeing 𝗏 as very undervalued versus 𝗨. 𝗨 is the in-game token. 𝗏 is the token that is actually DAO, the DAO token, the governance token over the game. You sync it in and you make decisions with this token. And as someone says in the chat, burn, burn, baby. They are burning a lot of tokens here. And they're also burning 𝗏. The governance vote is to burn both 𝗨 and 𝗏. So the tokenomics here are looking really healthy, and they have made tons of strides. They have great partners and backers at this point in time with 𝗵𝘃𝗍𝗏. They have Linea, Polygon, OKX, and obviously like the funds that back you aren't really the big deal, but having like 𝗵𝘃𝗍𝗏 at your back, I think that this one eventually, like if 𝗵𝘃𝗍𝗏 plays this or something like that, you could see this hitting that mainstream without a doubt. I took profits, but still have a big bag of 𝗏. If you remember, we entered at 2 cents. Oh, I remember. What's the South Park episode? I remember. So first and foremost, games are still undervalued, and you can find these. Here's what you like when you look. You could find these gaps in these tokens where, you know, Star Atlas, the Atlas token, first of all, is way overvalued versus Polis, but Polis is the governance token. So here, the 𝗏 token is the governance token. It's 5x undervalued the 𝗨 token, which is the in-game token. If you just do the math and logically speaking, this one is much healthier. I really think this is like still a good play, like at a $14 million market cap. And Dan says Mirius, 𝗨, 𝗏, and chill, homies. That could be a pretty good stack for you in the future. So I am still bullish on some of these games to continue their growth into the next cycle. And as you see here, I think IMX is still a good accumulation. Beam still a good accumulation. We have Vulcan Forge, which I think, you know, we got you guys in on this one at $3. So I'm not going to say, you know, chase into this one whatsoever, but at 160 million market cap, it's kind of like it's still kind of undervalued when you look at it at that point in time. And, you know, last cycle, we saw the studios and the top blockchains valued at tens of billions of dollars. So these opportunities here are still ripe for growth. We saw launch pads last cycle blow up. I think 𝗕𝗫 is still great. And, you know, I have to say this in the chat. I know every time someone will come in and they'll say like, you know, like, we want new tokens, but you're not really going to get those gains. I think I'm lagging a little bit, so hang on a second. All right, all right, I think I should be back. Sorry about that, a little bit of lag there, but we are all good. All right, so we saw launch pads kill it last cycle, and what I was getting into is, I know a lot of the times you guys are like, we want a new token every show. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to give you a new token. So quit the degen. We want new tokens, etc. I will give you a new token, but at the same time, we have consolidated our portfolio. We've consolidated our focus into the top quality projects. And that's why we've caught these different tokens. Like we gave you a 9x last month with playable games. If you want more than that, or you find another channel that's consistently giving you these types of gains, good luck. Okay. So that's what I'll say in those regards. But let's go ahead and move on to the next niche. Yeah, exactly. Ravi, I gave playable. It was a new token. So am not in for 10x. He's here for the 100x's. I don't want a new token. I want you to shill my bag. Isn't that the case? That's hilarious. Okay, so let's get into 𝗵𝘆𝗽. 𝗵𝘆𝗽, big niche. And I think that we've seen it with Rollbit. We've seen it. Stake is not even a crypto project. They're a crypto casino. Gambling is going to be one of the biggest niches in crypto. And I like what Dan says. Deeper you go in the bull, it's impossible to get good entries in new tokens because they launch at insane valuations. Exactly. So Rollbit is the big example here. $500 million market cap. It's up 7,500% at this point in time. And there's a lot of gambling projects that you can look at. There is Soul Casino, Beast Gamble on Solana, D-Race, good gambling project, no doubt about it. We've seen recently blockchain bets. Alex Becker became an advisor for this one, and now it's pumped up to a $32 million market cap. You know, I'm high conviction on Dubs. Dubs is, you know, merging and bridging the gap between 𝗵𝗵𝗿 and esports, which it's basically 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗽, we could call it that, right? So Dubs at a $40 million market cap. I still think that this one has a lot of room to grow. A specific game that has gambling that's down on the day, but has had a really good run that I like underneath Solana is Crown by Third Time Games. This is photo finish games. I think this one is definitely one to take a look at for long term. But the one that I'm looking at right now that I think is pretty undervalued versus these other products, and they have a good amount of volume. They have great betting products underneath their umbrella, and the market cap is just too tiny. That would be Winner Protocol. And the good thing about Winner Protocol is we talked about this one on Dylan's stream last week. So this was kind of hinted that this was going to be talked about. But this is the one undervalued casino project. It's on the Arbitrum network. And when you look at it, the all-time high on this is 11 cents. We passed that 11-cent mark here. It got up to 10 cents right here. And, you know, it kind of hit that resistance, a little bit of sell pressure. Web3Me says he has some winner. I see Digital Asset News in the chat. He had me on about a month and a half ago to talk GameFi. And look at the GameFi run we've had now. Playable games. We are bullish, my friend. Nice to have Rob in the chat, but I like this one as a GameFi play right now. The market cap is pretty small. If you look at the DEX tools here, $16 million market cap is accurate. So when you look at this product, they have 0x Sports Bet, which is on the way. They have Just Bet, which is their casino product. And then they have DGen Bet, which is their leverage trading platform. I think that this one has no problems getting over that all-time high. I think it's probably the most undervalued by market cap perspectives in the space. And I'm looking for this one to grow, to be completely honest. So I'm seeing people in the chat say pump buybacks. This is just like what I'm seeing in the market. Like, we want to capitalize on undervalued projects. When you're looking at the market cap of something like a Rollbit or even a blockchain bets, this one's pretty undervalued comparatively speaking. And it's only about 8 months old. So the all-time high here is really like not that hard to push through. So this is one I'm looking at this moment of time. Give us a good non-gambling undervalued project. Okay. All right. The DGens, man, they want new tokens. They want gaming DGen tokens. Okay. All right. If you're gonna, you know, let's see what the chat says. Do we want a gaming undervalued token? I've been seeing it, actually. The one I'm thinking of has been said in this chat box over and over again throughout this show. So let me see if I can find. I don't know where it is on the daily chart. There it is. Yeah, hang on. Let's get this thing pulled up here. All right. So this is one I also called out on Dylan's show last week, and this is Katana Inu. So I'm giving you two new tokens today that I really like. Low cap, very low market cap. I think these have a lot of growth potential. One in the GameFi sector, one in the GameFi sector. This one I'm looking at is Katana Inu. Katana Inu has the meme coin tokenomic look to it, but when you actually look at the product, kind of like a WAGMI Games, this one, they actually have a pretty legit combat game. You can actually jump into it right now. They have great backing and partnerships with Polygon, etc. And when you look at their updates, I mean, they've been absolutely crushing it. And the visuals in this game are quite impressive. It's something I've shown the gameplay on stream in the past. Here, I'll show this. It's got all the elements of, you know, the quality games, but it's also got the elements of the crypto community baked into it. The Katana trailer looks fire. Yeah, like I genuinely think this one looks really solid. I've seen some people talking about 𝗫𝗍. 𝗫𝗍 had a heck of a run up, but it's kind of come back to life. So, or like come back down to earth. So That's one that, you know, you could find some opportunity. When Avalanche gets hot, it could be one to take a look at. But I think 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗄 is one to take a look at. You know, very low market cap, 𝗕𝗵𝗿 project. That's one that's on my radar, and that I've recently zeroed in on as a 𝗕𝗵𝗿 project that I'm going to ride up that growth, because I just see the market cap is too small based on the volume that they're getting on the casino. And then number two, I would say here, 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗆, they've been absolutely crushing it throughout this bear. You look at their partners and backers, they have some pretty legit partners and backers here, and they've formed more partnerships over the last few months with quality projects like Polygon, etc. So those are two that I'm looking at right now. That's 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗆 at a $19 million or $22 million market cap, and then also would be 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗆 at a $16 million market cap. So those are the two tokens I'm looking at today as fantastic entries in this market. And that covers both grounds. It covers the 𝗕𝗵𝗿, it covers the 𝗵𝗙. So all these DGens in the chat, you want these tokens, you know, don't poke the bear too much, or you're going to get them. Or don't poke the bull, I should say. Don't poke the bull, because I am bullish. I'll tell you that right now. So let's dive into the NFT side quickly. The NFT mints have been popping off. We saw Army of Fortunes go to 0.7 from a free mint. We saw Sugarland crush it. Or yeah, Sugar. I think there's so many mints out there at this point in time. And then Sugartown, that's what it is. Sugartown mint crushed it. We had mints like, what was it? Block Games went from 0.04 to 0.5. So the NFT space is just as hot right now in games as the crypto token space is. So when you look at the upcoming mints, there are two now that I'm focused in on. Space Nation. This mint, I believe, is next week, the 5th. And it's getting a lot of hype. Obviously, they're following. They have a great following. They have fantastic team here that have built some good Web2 games in the past. And yesterday, they hosted this space, and you could tell the sentiment is very high. 31,000 tuned into this space. This is one I have on my radar. Block Games went to 0.95. Yeah, there you go. Like, these things have been killing it in the NFT space. So when you're looking at it, I am looking at Space Nation. And then the low-hanging fruit here, Overworld. This is going to go crazy. Their initial collection they have is 18 ETH. It's worth 18 ETH. Their upcoming mint on the 15th of this month is a 0.15 ETH price. Seems a little steep, but when you look comparatively to their past collections, I think this is a no-brainer. This will probably be the mint of the month. The mint of the month in December. If you're going to grind for any given whitelist in the month of December, it's probably got to be Overworld, okay? And then one we've talked about in the past is 𝗓𝗏. 𝗓𝗏 is one where you don't even have to buy. You can stake your tokens. Cardano, you can stake eventually your Polygon, your Ethereum, and you get this token as a reward. So you're basically an early investor without investing actual dollars into the project. Their map building project, their map publishing game is now live across Ethereum L2s, across different blockchains like Polygon, which they just announced today. So we have you covered on these updates, and this is one that I'm still super hyped for. And we need more degen last cycle. I just think Dubs is a much more quality project with a better team personally. Rollbit, I'm still bullish on Rollbit, but I would look into the lower hanging fruits in the gambling space that have lower market caps personally. Like we singled out Winner today. I think that's a winner, no pun intended. But I think Rollbit's still going to be a $10 billion project in the bull run, no doubt about it. My Pet Hooligan Thoughts, one of my favorite games and teams in the space. I think they're crushing it. I'm looking forward to the Carrot token. WASDR, they're making a comeback, and they just got acquired or like had an acquisition with a pretty big entity. So that one's looking pretty solid. Mora Games partners with G Swift, Myria, Altura, and Chainlink. Best low cap gem out there. I'll take a look at it. I'll do some due diligence on it. Don the Don. Check out what they're building on 𝗕𝗏𝗕𝗄𝗏 hustle. Okay, I will. I'll have to take a look at these things after the show because I am a little pressed for time today. We have a busy schedule. How many tokens would you hold on a $10,000 portfolio? Fantastic question, John. I think there's multiple ways you could go about it. You could legitimately invest $1,000 in 10 projects. No problem. But make sure those are a little lower cap projects so you have that upside potential to turn that into what you'd be looking for. Like if you're just going to have 10K and you put it all in Bitcoin, not going to work, right? You could do 10 projects. I would probably do 5. I would probably single in on 5 projects that you have high conviction on. What's my price / market cap prediction on Katana Inu? I mean, in a full-blown bull run, I don't see, 500 million fully diluted being out of the question. Like we've seen crazier, and they got a pretty good product. So I could see a 10x from here personally. Valuations get unrealistic in a bull, guys. So like, there's no telling. 𝗫𝗏 is easily a $1 project or more. Yeah, JB Pit Barbecue Gaming. 𝗫𝗏, in my opinion, if this goes to $1, that'll be crazy. That's a 200x from here. So like, yeah, tough. This will definitely hit $1. Senate will hit $1 in the next cycle, without a doubt. This is a dollar token in the making. Price prediction on Senate. Yeah, like I said, I think this one can hit $1 easily. That's like a 6-7x from here. So that's just on the low end. Like I think that's a very conservative prediction that this will hit $1. WAGMI Games will send once the soft launch happens any day now. Yep, absolutely. I think that, you look at WAGMI. I've been a long time advocate of this project, and at this market cap, I think it's also still undervalued. It's had a hell of a run this month, and I think this one will continue into their launch. I don't have a project in the top 40 in my portfolio. That's how you make the gains, my friends. You got to find those low-hanging, low market cap tokens. I don't get why KuCoin has 𝗫𝗏 but not Senate. It's the name brand tokens. I think they did have Senate at one point, but maybe it just wasn't getting as much volume as 𝗫𝗏. But that's where I see Senate being the low-hanging fruit of the ecosystem. I just think it's undervalued. I have invest 50K in Beam, Myria, Playable, WAGMI. What do you think I shall invest another 50K in these 4 coins? Can you give me advice? Obviously, I cannot really give that tangible of financial advice. That's a very specific question. What I can say is if you've already put that into those 4, maybe look at adding a couple other, quality projects into your bag. And those 4 are lower market caps, or other than Beam. So maybe you add like an IMX, maybe you add like a Shrapnel, like an individual game. Maybe you add a 𝗫𝗍𝗄 project. There's so many different ways you could take it. I can't give you specifics there, but I would maybe, if you already have 50 in those tokens, maybe look to add a little bit more bags to it, because I think that's definitely something that could pay off for you. What do I think of idle games like the Heist? I like the Heist. I actually play it every day. I play the Heist every day. I've been stacking my cocoa. So, yeah, I like the Heist. I still like those style games, but I come from the OG. I was farming crabs, racing horses. So, I still like that type of, game. It's pretty easy to jump into. Veracity hasn't moved much. Thoughts? I think it will. I think Veracity will pick up steam. It's just a matter of time. And we talked about it on yesterday's show. It's just like Ultra, like UOS Ultra has not been moving much. But once it does, you're going to be happy if you're still involved. Like it's going to be one of those like, oh, okay, it hasn't done anything. But the second that you sell, it's probably going to move. And that's how the game works. Like it's one of those crazy things. So if you have conviction in it, I would stick to it. I still love Veracity. Veracity and Ultra are being manipulated. Interesting thought. Could be. It could be. That's not an unrealistic thought. Honeyland, talk about a low cap gem. I said it earlier, and I said this earlier last week. I said Honeyland, it's too low of a market cap. At least what coin? I think this is a little low, even from what it actually is. Like it's like a few 100,000 market cap on the circulating, according to Coin Market Cap. I think it is a little higher than this, but man, I said this is a proper low cap gem. I didn't say anything else, but yeah, Corey and the team over at Honeyland have been absolutely crushing it. They have one of the most played mobile experiences in the space right now. And I got to say, like, seeing where he's come with this project over time is super impressive. And I think it still has legs up. Honeyland mooned since I talked about it. Yeah, Marty. And here's one thing I'm going to say before we close out this thing. We're about 35 minutes in, and I got to run in the next 2. So even though I can't get into everything on this show, I'll answer a couple of more. So I can't give those types of tokens on a normal basis because no matter if it's genuine, which it is, like I love Honeyland. I have it on my phone. I'll pull it up on my phone right now. Like I've been playing this thing every single day. I jump into it. I make sure I have all my bees in a line, as they could say, right? So right now, like it's just so low that I can't talk about it consistently, or else it'll literally just pump like crazy. So you pull it up. I'll show you my Honeyland. Like it's legit conviction. I got my honey. Oh, well, hang on. There we go. Yeah, I got my Honeyland pulled up right here. Like I'm involved in the game. So, but it's a volatile game. And in order to protect the audience, I can't do things like that on a normal basis. So it's hard. You know, I have to toe the line. I have to make sure a project isn't too low of a market cap. 𝗕𝗏𝗃 says, why was my top 10 gaming picks with Rand different than the top 5 picks with Dylan? So those weren't legitimately my top 5. He was asking me, he was more, it was more of a, he was getting alpha out of me on his tokens, 𝗕𝗏𝗃. So that was not my top 5 tokens or top 10 yesterday. So don't worry. Like he was more so just asking me questions about tokens. So yeah. What do I think about ad shares? Ad shares looks okay. Yeah. Monthly burns on 𝗨 and 𝗫 boys till $1 𝗨. Let's effing go. All right. All right. Yeah. Like I said, I think no doubt about it. I think no doubt about it. We're going to see 𝗫 at $1, but we'll see if 𝗨 hits $1. I mean, everyone's rich. So yes, good call. PYR. You know, I think, you know, PYR node snapshot is tomorrow. So those nodes are going to go out. And I'm hearing from a little birdie, there could be a little sprinkle of rewards on that. So be on the lookout. Cilantro says, hustle doesn't want to pump and dump, based AF. I understand the position that we're in here on the show with the audience we have. We can't give those super degenerate 1 million, you know, freaking couple 100,000 market caps on the show and do it, even if it's legit conviction. It's just really hard. So yeah, we will not, we can't do that at this point in time, but I appreciate you seeing that is based. Wag me boys with hustle. We are all going to make it with hustle. They say I looked stressed yesterday. No, I was just being, they were prying all the alpha out of me that they could, right? So guys, like the video. Winner is winner. Yes, WINR. Oh gosh, hustle, Senate or winner today, which will be a bigger winner. The amount of winners in these chats is crazy. Okay, so like, honestly, if you're looking at it from a logistics standpoint, this has 300% in a month where winner has not. So like on a gains perspective, you might be able to get more faster out of winner. But the point I was making here is Senate still has so much room to grow. They're doing token burns. It's 5x undervalued the 𝗨 token. So like when you look at the metrics, I think both are good plays. Just be careful whenever you're getting into something that has pumped like this. But when you look at the market cap, 43 million versus 205, I think that there's a pretty good gap there that should be closer together. So take that for how you will. Guys, like the video, subscribe. I gave you some new tokens, some Katana Inu, the winner. We got Shrapnel Dilution Cliff in April. So we're going to ride that thing up until then. That's the game plan that we've laid out here. So guys, WAGMI about to go full green dildo on us. If it does, then my bags are happy. And the early adopters here on In the Game will be happy because we got in pretty cheap there. So guys, like the video, subscribe down below. I will be back on Saturday and Sunday. We got some awesome people coming on the show, share some value on the industry, and we'll see. You know, we're going to try to pry some alpha out of some founders here on the show on Saturday and Sunday. I appreciate you guys in the chat. I don't understand why Hustle calls the current market a mini bull. It is a mini bull. This is hardly even the real bull. Like, I'm going to keep calling it a mini bull because it's a gaming bull. We'll say that. All right. You'll pry that out of me. It is a gaming bull. Been on the spot lately. Thank you. Next, yeah, I like Delicium Web3. Me, last one I'm going to answer here. Last one I'm going to answer here is I would like to get your thoughts on Delicium. Delicium looks awesome. I got to say, the game looks fantastic. The token, little scary on the difference of market caps, but that market cap's got come down so much, it could be a good play, and the product looks awesome. A bull is a bull, LFG, micro bull, not many, exactly. All right, guys, like the video, subscribe. I'll be back on Saturday, and as always, play well, my friends.